Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into SAG talk with you guys, I just want to promote the Off to the Races crew is back with our ballot game. We did this last year. It was a fun time. Go down in the description below. You'll find a link to where you could go and fill out your own ballots. And guess what, guys? This is scored. Points are assigned to each category, and you'll find out Oscar night which you got right, which you got wrong, and it is also ranked. So by the end of that night, you'll see where you rank amongst everybody who participated. And once again, reigning champ right here.
Not this year, John. Not this year.
Let's get it then, Shawn.
To the races.
All right, guys, so we are back to talk some SAG with you guys, and we got Shawn this time. We got Shawn.
Hallelujah.
Shawn is here. Shawn, take it away, my friend. What'd you think about SAG?
I mean, SAG is a big one, just because if we look at SAG last year and everyone who won, that pretty much mirrored who won at the Oscars. So all 4 categories for the acting awards, as well as the best ensemble, went to Coda, and we saw all of them take the awards at the Oscars. So not saying that's going to happen this year, but this is a huge precursor, and I was really excited about the results. Can't wait to talk about them.
SAG, I think for the last couple of years, has been my favorite awards show of the season.
Yes.
And Oscars got a lot on their plate because I really loved SAG last night. I really did. It's funny how last year, if you go back to see season 1 of Off to the Races, you asked me this question of, do you think that SAG is as big a precursor to the Oscars like people say it is? And I said, no, not really, because there was a good few years where you couldn't rely on SAG too much. But you could last year. Yes. And then I think we can this year. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I got to mirror also. I loved SAG last night. It was such a fun
show.
Yeah, I just love that it's actors awarding other actors, and they're also down to earth about it, and they're also happy for each other. I just thought that was a really cool ceremony, a really fun ceremony. And yeah, I think that this could definitely be a big precursor, especially of what we saw last year. And yeah, I'm excited.
Same here. Now, before we get into each category, I'd like to mention that last night's SAG was also a historic night because Everything Everywhere All at Once became the film to win the most SAG awards ever. Yeah. Yes. Isn't that nuts? Wow.
It is.
Well deserving, and I'm so glad.
Yeah.
But let's get into those awards. Let's start this off, guys, with Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture. This is one that they announced on the red carpet. Wasn't even televised. What a shame, considering how many times, not even other people, us, we've mentioned it here and off of here, how we think stunts should be recognized at the Oscars themselves.
Yeah,
and here they are being announced at the red carpet. The winner here being Top Gun Maverick, amongst nominees like The Woman King, Black Panther, The Batman, and Avatar. Top Gun, Tom Cruise took it to the top. Shawn, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I love what you just said, John. I think that the stunt category should be at the Oscars. It should be at every award show. I mean, the work that the stunt crews do is so dangerous. So I was just watching a video about all of these stunts that have gone wrong in cinema. And these people put their lives on the line to create entertainment for us. So can we just give them an award already? Like, come on. But I definitely think Top Gun Maverick. I feel like I knew this was going to happen, so I'm happy for the movie. It deserves some notoriety throughout this award season.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, what do you feel about the notion that some people say that Top Gun for stunts compared to something like A Woman King doesn't deserve it?
It's hard because I understand because there's such a difference there. Like Women King is so much more, they're physically fighting and doing all that stuff, running and everything, and Top Gun is more nominated for its air stuff, but it's still so big. It's just so amazing that everyone learned, that all the cast learned how to fly planes, and so I think that it's definitely deserving, but I can see definitely where people see the difference between the two. But no, I'm happy for Top Gun. I loved what they did in the air. I
do think though, outside from this, we can bid Top Gun farewell and good night, because I don't think that whole talk of them maybe getting up there for Best Picture and some big awards it's not happening anymore.
Yeah. It's more of like, let's celebrate this movie because so many people went to the theaters to go see it, and so many people loved Top Gun Maverick. So it gets that nomination, but beyond that, it's not gonna win.
Now let's talk about something else that I'm wondering if you guys think is gonna win, because that's Jamie Lee Curtis winning for female actor in a supporting role. Now that is a big one. You're talking about the largest branch of the Academy giving the not only nod, giving the win to Jamie Lee Curtis, one of the most divisive campaigns all season. People like her, but I hardly know anybody that thinks he deserves even a nomination. And here she is winning in the biggest branch of the Academy, the actors branch. Shawn, let me give it to you. Your reaction, and where do you think this is going to play into the Oscar race?
Yeah. I think all of us were a little, John, you were the only one who was basically like, I think Jamie Lee has a chance. And I think me and Dan were like, there's no way. This is such like a weird role. So the fact that she won is a really big deal. This is the one, I don't know if this is going to translate to the Oscars though, just because this is almost like the race of legendary actresses. We have Angela Bassett and we have Jamie Lee Curtis, two beloved actresses who have been around for decades, and we're kind of finally seeing them get their dues. I don't know if this is necessarily. I don't think I would give it to her. Like I would give it to Carrie Condon or Stephanie Hsu, but I'm happy for Jamie Lee. I just don't think this is going to happen for her at the Oscars, but I might be wrong.
No, I think there was a year like this years ago, man. I think it was a year Tilda Swinton won for a film, and I forget the film. Guys, let me know. Could be. It could be. Apparently, that year, almost every actress was getting a big precursor.
Yeah.
Do we see possibly Stephanie Hsu getting the Oscar here because everybody's gotten one precursor? Angela Bassett gets Critics' Choice, Golden Globe. Carrie Condon gets BAFTA. Jamie Lee gets SAG. What if Stephanie Hsu gets Oscar just because it's like a repeat of that year?
Yeah, that would be so strange. I would love it. I would love to see a huge surprise here. I don't think the Stephanie Hsu thing's gonna happen, but dare to dream, right?
Dan, is Angela Bassett safe, or is she not even your choice?
No, she definitely was my choice, the last predictions at least. And I still don't believe Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna get the actual Oscar. I am happy for her, even though I also agreed, it was kind of just a weird role to be nominated for. But she is legendary, and, I liked, her banter with everyone, and I liked how happy everyone was for each other last night. But I don't know. I'm still thinking Angela Bassett has a chance. Yeah. I would love Stephanie Hsu to be in the talks as well. She did win the Rubber Ducky, so
She did
so
indeed.
maybe that's a big precursor too.
Yes,
That-
it is.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, no, I'm happy. For the most
Yeah,
part.
man, for sure, for sure. I don't know if Bassett is safe anymore. And listen, if Laura Dern can win for Marriage Story, Jamie Lee can win for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah, Laura Dern. Oh my god, I didn't. Yeah,
I
out of
didn't
all the people
the
in that
same.
movie-
Yeah,
No, I-
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah, no, I liked her in the movie, but out of all the people in that movie,
It was strange. I feel
Yeah,
like
right?
with the supporting categories, they've really over the years really gone with, besides Ariana DeBose last year, who's like a super newcomer, it's like they either give it to the big newcomer or the legendary performer who has deserved an Oscar for so many years, you know?
True. That is so true. Oh, this race I thought was locked in, and the lock, somebody just broke the lock. They broke into my house, and now I don't know where the lock is. I have no door. They stole the door. Where's my door? Angela Bassett was my door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, right now, I do not know. I mean, I think it's like a 4-way race. I don't know.
Maybe, yes, yeah, maybe, Sean.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't think Hung Chao has a chance.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Well, from an actor who we don't even know who's they're gonna win in that category, we're gonna go to a category now where we know exactly who's winning the Oscar, because Ke Huy Quan got the SAG for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and Ke Huy Quan is making it to the Oscars. Any questions?
No.
No.
I'm just excited for him. I mean, he needs to like build a shelf in his house now with all of it. He can fill all of his awards on there. Like, he's just sweeping, and I love to see it.
Man, that segue was a mouthful. But anyway, let's go to Dan real quick here. Dan, what happened at BAFTA?
Ugh.
I don't know.
What happened? Barry Keoghan?
I know he's great, but yeah, it's surprising. I love Ke Huy Quan, and I'm so happy that he won here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, even though he's adorable, even though he's like older.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just. I'm so happy for him.
A
And
very
so happy.
sweet little man. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel bad for that little sect of people that thought after the BAFTA, Barry Keoghan was going to start winning awards.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, that was just this award.
You know, I think with the BAFTAs, it's interesting. So I think that American audiences have fallen in love head over heels for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And if you start looking across the pond, this is when you start seeing people not loving it. And that even translates to our YouTube film community. There's a lot of people in the UK and in other countries that have not loved or embraced Everything Everywhere All at Once as much as American audiences. And I think that this is something interesting to look at, because I don't know if it's like just a difference in taste, or not saying any taste is bad, but it's just different. And luckily for us, the Academy is mostly made up of American audiences. So I think that's something that we're seeing too, where the BAFTAs pretty much said no thank you to Everything Everywhere All at Once and really embraced those other films. I don't know if that's going to happen at the Oscars though.
True. I would also like to add that out of all the guild/ceremonies, the BAFTA is where it has the most overlap with the Academy, believe it or not, is BAFTAs.
I don't think it's going to happen this year. I really do not.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the divisiveness of this film with foreign audiences.
What do you think? What do you mean it's not going to happen? What's not going to happen?
I don't think the overlap is going to happen as much this year because
Oh, yeah, I get it.
of the
Yeah,
main
I agree.
difference that obviously, like, people in Europe and over in different countries besides America are not loving Everything Everywhere All at Once as much as American audiences. And I think it's really clear once that film was released, like I said, across the pond, reviews started going down for that movie once it was released there. So it's kind of interesting to look at.
Yeah, for sure. Man, but I still don't buy into this notion that has been played out all season long that everybody doesn't love Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not everybody is what I meant. And I bought into that notion for the longest time, Shawn, because I knew people in my personal life who weren't that big into Everything Everywhere. But I am so sorry. I'm sure that maybe your mom doesn't like it, or your cousin doesn't like it, or your friend doesn't like Everything Everywhere All at Once. But when you translate Everything Everywhere All at Once to the awards, when you translate Everything Everywhere All at Once to the season of races, bro, Everything Everywhere All at Once has been sweeping. Not every award.
I disagree with you. So it has been, but in America. And I think BAFTA is where we saw this completely shattered, where we saw it take home one award. And that's because foreign audiences are not embracing this film as much as American audiences. It's really clear.
I agree with that, but I still, out of all critics and industry awards, off the top of my head, only two stick out like sore thumbs, and that's BAFTAs and Golden Globes that didn't really love Everything Everywhere like we do. And all the other ones have. So maybe sweeping isn't the right word for it because they have two sore thumbs. But other than those two big ones, I still really don't buy into the notion that it's as divisive as you say. Though I do buy into the notion that it is divisive across the pond.
Overseas, yeah. Think about it. Golden Globes, Hollywood Foreign Press, and BAFTAs is the British Film Academy. So if you look over there, they're not loving it as much. But if you're looking at SAG, if you're looking at PGA, if you're looking at all of the other critics groups in America, like they are embracing it, and it is a giant sweep.
We could make a whole video out of this. But
we really could.
But why? I wonder why. Right? Because, bro, it's not even an American movie like a Top Gun is, where Top Gun makes you want to go and have a barbecue with your neighbors and shoot fireworks. This is an Asian-led cast.
Yeah.
Every person that I have shown this movie to, they think, oh man, this is a foreign film. It's like, no, it's not. It's not a foreign film.
Isn't that
why don't they like it?
I don't know. I think it is taste. So when I was talking to our good friend Lisa Loves about the movie, she said she just thought it was weird. Like the tone did not work for her. And I feel like that's kind of a common occurrence with a lot of audiences that are not American. So I would love to have a whole conversation like this. You're totally right, John. But it is quite interesting to look at the difference between the two.
Yeah, man, you're right. People think it's weird. But then you got the PGA giving it the award. And those are like older people, right? And they gave it. And we'll get into that. that. Let's continue with our SAG journey down to female actor in a leading role. Guys. Michelle Yeoh did it, baby. Michelle Yeoh did it. She got the SAG. She finally got one, my friends. And there are people out there saying that they don't know what to do now for the Oscars. Do you buy into that? Do you think that just because Yeoh got the SAG, that she could possibly be enough competition for Blanchett that she could get the Oscar? Or, Dan, I'll pass it to you. Do we think Blanchett is still undeniable?
Oh, so I don't think she's as undeniable as I would have said before last night. But I still think that, I don't know, I still think it might be Blanchett. But I think that Michelle Yeoh has a pretty big chance. I mean, I would love if Michelle Yeoh won. Both performances were really good. And I like both of them. But I don't know. I'm not as dead set on Blanchett, I don't think, as I used to.
Shawn, where is the state of the lead actress race?
I think it's still in flux. I still think I am so torn right now. If Kate Blanchett had won this, it would have been dead set in the clear. She's winning. But now throwing this curveball of Michelle Yeoh, which I love, by the way, because I am so excited to see her start winning more awards. I think this is a two-way race, and it is going to stay that way until Oscar night.
I love buying into the two-way race of it all. And I'm happy Blanchett didn't win here, because if she did, Blanchett was taken into the Oscars.
Exactly.
And some people watching right now may think she's still taken to the Oscars, and fair. That's fair. That's fair. May I bring up a point here? It's a different category, but same award show.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, it was Power of the Dog. It was sweeping. It was gonna win everything. And a little award show by the name of the Screen Actors Guild came along and gave it to Coda, and the tide changed. Bro, when I tell you that the emotion was there when Yeoh took the stage,
Yeah.
that people cried for her, that people applauded like I've never seen them applaud, and her speech was so charming and witty. My guy, my friends, this could easily be the tides changing for Yeoh. Right?
I do not disagree.
I'm happy we agree.
And I would be so overjoyed. I love Kate Blanchett's performance. This is such a hard year because I think we've talked about it before. There are some performances this year that rank as some of the best performances of all time. Yeah. So we are talking about these races with performances that, like, if either Kate Blanchett or Michelle Yeoh win, they both deserve to win. So now it's just exciting to see who gets that final award, but they both deserve it.
It should be a tie, like the Critics' Choice.
I wish, but at the same time, I don't, because that's not fun.
I understand. I want to be smart and say give it to Blanchett, but my heart right now is too big for Yeoh.
Yeah.
We'll see. Vote down the ballot below.
Yes.
Guys, let's move on to another leading role here. That is male actor, and that went to Mr. Brendan Fraser himself. Fraser. I've seen a video of him saying it's Fraser like razor. So now you guys know, Fraser like razor. Brendan Fraser won, and he beat Austin Butler here, who won the BAFTA a week ago. Danny boy. We said if Butler got SAG, Butler was getting Oscar. And Fraser got SAG. What's happening, Dan?
This is another one I don't know.
I know.
It's so easy to predict when we're in August or September, November, where we're like, this person's going to win, obviously. And the closer you get to the date, you feel like you have your mortgage on the line.
Yes.
Dan, is it a race or is it going to go one way or the other? What's your opinion?
Ooh, I think it's still a race, but I have more hope for Fraser now than I did before. Or before, like, tonight. I mean, back when we first started, like you said, it was easier. I thought it was going to be Brendan Fraser, and now it's more tough. And yeah, I don't know. I think we still have a race, but I think I definitely have more hopes for Brendan Fraser.
No, Shawn, I believe Fraser is our favorite male performance of the year. I could be wrong.
Oh yeah.
At least, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he got SAG here. So let's tally this. Butler got Golden Globe. Fraser got Critics' Choice. Butler got BAFTA. Fraser got SAG. What's happening?
What's happening is what happened to Colin Farrell. I feel like Colin Farrell was so in the race, and we were like, it's a three-way race. It's definitely not anymore. I think Colin Farrell is just out for the count. He got his Golden Globe, but besides that, I do think once again here we are talking about a two-way race. They are pretty much neck and neck. I'm ready for Brendan Fraser to take it and for the reign of biopic performances to end.
Ditto. Ditto. Now I want to mention this real quick because we had a few people within our comics section this season talk about Austin Butler and how we're overlooking Austin Butler, and I would just like to say I am not overlooking Austin Butler. He is a phenom, a phenomenon, and he could easily get the Oscar, right? It's just really hard to say, especially when Fraser was front running for so long, and he's still technically front running.
Yeah.
Right? I'm with you, Shawn. Ditto on all that you said within this. Wow. I think when it comes to Colin Farrell, I believe that the Hollywood machine sat down with him at a bar and said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Get the feck out my face.
It's interesting, though. I mean, we do have to celebrate the year that Colin Farrell has had. I think he's continuing to show his range and what an incredible actor he is. And he is another actor, I think, that, yeah, he's stayed steadily busy throughout the years, but I think a lot of people disregarded him in the 2000s, early 2010s. And I think he's really showing what a versatile performer he is. So I'm excited to see what he does moving forward. I think there is an award, an Oscar in his future, but it ain't this year. Sorry, Colin.
It ain't. It really ain't. And I would have loved for the three-way race to have continued up until Oscar night, but it's not. It is a two-way race now. And I will say that just my preference here, in the same way that during our final Oscar predictions, I could not, because I really could not go for Triangle of Sadness because I hated that movie. In the same way, I want the reign of biopic performances to end, and so I want Fraser to win. That's just me. Yeah. So
it's such an incredible performance. It's such an incredible narrative. So yeah, like I'm ready for the Fraser. I'm ready for it.
It's the whale of it all, though.
It is.
Yeah. Guys, one last one. That is best ensemble, best cast. Went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And the Oscar goes to, I think, if you want to be a smart player this Oscar season, if you want to click down in the link below and do our little Oscar ballot game, and you want to be an intellectual about it, you vote Everything Everywhere All at Once to win Best Picture. And I'm sorry, I think it's a lock. It's finally a lock, I think. No way, Shawn. You're gonna have to convince me, bro. I think it's a lock.
I can't say it's a lock yet. I really can't. I think that there is a chance that there are a couple of films that could sneak in here. I still think Banshees has a shot. I still think The Fabelmans has a shot. Top Gun Maverick, not so much, like we were talking about before. But this is my worry, and it's not a huge worry because at the end of the day, I'm going to be so happy and pleased if Everything Everywhere All at Once takes the award for Best Picture. But I'm worried that it's not going to, I feel like they're going to switch it up and Best Director is going to go to somebody else and Best Screenplay is going to go to somebody else. What do you think?
These are all hypotheticals. These are all hypotheticals, and hypotheticals could always happen.
Yeah.
Shawn, Everything Everywhere got SAG, Everything Everywhere got DGA, and Everything Everywhere got PGA. Now, we can probably talk about it a little bit here. It got PGA, Shawn.
Yeah.
It's got all these big, humongous precursors, minus the Golden Globes and the BAFTAs. Like you said, foreign people hate this movie. Aside from that, no, man, people are loving this. For me, SAG SAG, Critics' Choice, PGA, DGA, all freaking gave it to him, man.
Yeah. And if you think about it, I mean, these are the people that are voting for the Academy, of course, and there's many others as well. But a lot of the same people who vote for DGA and PGA and SAG are also a part of the voting base for the Academy as well. Obviously, not all of them, but that's why these are huge precursors. So if you look at it that way, yes, it's close to a lock, but I'm still not comfortable saying it's a lock because I will be so gutted if I go in thinking it's a lock and it doesn't win.
I feel you. And I think that's my position right now. But it's funny. Me and my wife, we say that 2022, 2023, this is the year that we will finally redeem ourselves from La La Land. And it only took 6 to 7 years.
I'm happy
I
that
love
we
that
can
movie
agree
so
on this
much.
one, John.
For sure. Dan, let me pass it to you real quick because I'd love to know where you stand on whether Everything Everywhere is a lock for Best Picture, if it's not quite a lock yet. But let me also mention this. Banshees would have had the easiest night of their life during BAFTA, and they didn't even get picture.
Yeah. So
Thoughts, Dan?
I'm with Shawn, as I don't want to say it's a lock because then if it doesn't win, I'm going to be very let down and wrong. But no, I don't know. It's almost there. It's doing so well, and I'm so happy that it's doing so well. But I do agree with Shawn. I think Banshees at least has a chance. I know, even though you said that it didn't even get Best Film at BAFTA, but it got Best British Film at least. And
come on now.
I don't know. I still think I don't want Fablemans to be up there with them, but I understand.
No.
I don't like.
I didn't even mention this, Shawn. I think Fablemans is just like Top Gun, just night.
Not for director, at least.
I think for director after that DGA win.
You think so?
Spielberg was nominated at DGA too.
Could his
own peers didn't even vote for him?
Yeah, and that's like
it could still be Spielberg.
A knife to the heart. Could this be like an almost like a Silence of the Lambs year where obviously it's not going to be up for Best Actor because there's no Best Actor in Everything Everywhere All at Once, but could this sweep like crazy? Like, could this just Best Director, Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, Best Support? Like, could it do it? Like, could this be the movie that reigns supreme? Because it's been a long time since a movie has done something like that.
I believe the last time it was actually The Artist was the last. I don't know if this is a word. The last winningest Oscar film,
which
Best Picture winner. It was The Artist. So if Everything Everywhere does overperform in 2 weeks at the Oscars, it would be the next winningest film since The Artist. It's possible. Listen, this is all possible, right? I don't want to come here and say that I'm right and you're wrong. And I know you're not here to say the same thing, Shawn.
Right.
Because Oscars come along and everything changes. But I don't know, man. There's this confidence in my soul that brings me peace at night to know that Everything Everywhere is a lock to me.
Okay. I like that piece.
My friends, this was a productive conversation, as always. But before we leave, we have a few announcements. My man, Dan, what is up?
So first off, don't forget we have our Oscar ballot. Go down below into the description, click that link, vote for what you think is going to win, not what you think should win, not what you want to win. Make sure that you vote for what you think is actually going to win, because we're going to rank that up, add those points up, and you could be a high earner come Oscar night. And the other thing is we had just a little over a week ago, we had our second annual Rubber Duckies Film and TV Awards. Definitely go check that out on the rerun. If you haven't watched it, watch it for the first time. If you have watched it, rewatch it. Because we had some great announcers on, we had some great twists and turns, and we had a lot of fun. it was an amazing night, very successful. So definitely go check that out on Lost in the Reels channel. The links will be in the description below.
Definitely, my friend. And Shawn, as Off to the Races Season 2 starts coming to a slow halt, still moving, just a slow halt is all. What's coming?
First of all, I want to say everyone should definitely check out the Rubber Duckies. We had so much fun. And it's the 2nd annual, so we're coming back next year. So check us out this year so you'll know what to expect for next year. I can't wait. But for Off to the Races, our next episode is going to be coming out next week. We are going to be doing our final Oscar winner predictions. We will be talking about who we think is going to win. So that might help you in the ballot, but don't wait until that video. Just fill out the ballot now. And I think we might be talking about as well who we also want to win those awards too. I think that was in the cards. So we'll kind of talk about who we think should win and who will win. So that's going to be a fun show, guys. Can't wait to see you all next week.
Going to be an exciting time these next 2 weeks. I'm excited to get our final winner predictions into the mix.
Yes.
But my friends, this is it. I will see you both next week, and I will also see you guys next week. Till next time, movie fans. Oh, baby, I'm so excited.
That was fantastic.
My goodness.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
This one shocked the fuck out.
Would have been happy with a few choices there, but my goodness, am I super pleased that one took the winning spot there.
Yeah, buddy.
This is looking to be a tight one, folks.